Savage Skull is here! Game of Thrones, a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms explanation of episode 1. Spoiler ahead, let's get into it. After his master, Ser Arlan of Pennytree, passes away on the road, Ser Duncan the Tall buries him and tries to decide whether to go to King's Landing or Lannisport. But Dunk decides to continue to Ashford to compete in a tourney, effectively taking up the life of a hedge knight. After reaching Ashford for the tourney in A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, Ser Duncan the Tall first encounters a young, bald boy named Egg. Major spoiler at end, Dunk encounters Egg at an inn on the way to the tourney, where he orders the boy to look after his horses. At Ashford, Duncan meets a Darren the Drunken Targaryen who has seen the future and chosen to drink instead of fight it. Darren dreamed about Duncan and he said, "Stay away from me." When Duncan the Tall leaves the area near Ashford to head toward Ashford Meadow / the tourney grounds, he does not take Egg as his squire. At Ashford Meadow, Dunk gives his name not to a lord or prince, but to a nameless scribe who decides whether he's even worth writing down. And Dunk explains to him that he was squire to Ser Arlan of Pennytree since he was a boy. The unnamed tourney scribe is suspicious of Duncan the Tall. Dunk claims he was the squire of Ser Arlan of Pennytree. To verify this, the scribe says someone should be fetched who knew Ser Arlan. Manfred Dondarrion had known Ser Arlan of Pennytree. Duncan the Tall is at Ashford Meadow, where the tourney is being organized. Dunk finds Manfred in his pavilion, Ashford Meadow. Manfred is not alone. He's accompanied by 2 camp women. The women are casual, laughing, and unashamed, showing the normal tourney camp atmosphere. Dunk is awkward and uncomfortable, reinforcing his innocence and low status. Dunk asks, "When do you expect Ser Manfred to wake?" And she replied, "Try to come by evenfall." After wandering there, he meets Sir Stephen Fossaway, who calls Dunk to fight against him because his cousin Raymond Fossaway was getting beaten by him because he didn't become a man yet. But Dunk doesn't want to fight him, so he left the place and seeking a quieter accommodations to stay. And he saw a place to accommodate besides tree and river and getting ready to see Manfred by evenfall. On evenfall, Dunk reached Manfred camp and spoke to the woman who said to come by evenfall, and she told that he is not awake yet, and Dunk said he will come by morning to see him. Duncan the Tall is wandering the Ashford Meadow tourney grounds. He comes across a puppet show being performed for the crowd. The puppeteer is Tansel. She later becomes Dunk's wife. Dunk stops to watch, awkward and curious. Then he came out from the tent and met Raymond Fossaway. He took Dunk to tent to eat. There he saw Lionel Baratheon, and Dunk ate the food in the tent. Soon after, Lionel Baratheon saw Dunk and calls to speak with him. Lionel Baratheon asks Dunk, does he ever been get punched in the face before? Dunk couldn't understand why is he asking this question. Lionel Baratheon said, "Dunk to be tall, or I will name you a heretic and burn you." Lionel asks did he bring any things for him, but Dunk said no. So Lionel asks, "Did you came for my head?" He said no. Then Lionel asks, "Then why the fuck are you in my tent?" Dunk said, "I came for supper," and everybody laughed. Lionel asks Dunk like to dance, he said yes, and they danced and enjoyed. If Dunk wants to prove himself, he should fight Lionel instead. Lionel is half joking, half testing Dunk's courage. He knows fighting Lionel alone would be pointless and deadly. After leaving the tent, Dunk meets Manfred with 2 women and asks to vouch for him so he can join the challenge as knight. But Manfred refused and left the place with 2 women. Then Dunk decides to go to the place where he accommodated first, but unexpectedly a boy whose name is Egg sighting in his place. The Egg boy cooking fish in his place. Dunk asks Egg, "Did you steal a horse?" Egg said he rode in the back of lamb cart. Dunk said he will take him to his house, but Egg said, "I am from King's Landing." Dunk said, "You're from Flea Bottom?" Egg said, "No." And here Dunk makes his name as Ser Duncan the Tall. Dunk asks, "What is your name, thief?" And he replied, "His name is Egg, who is secretly Prince Aegon Targaryen." After Dunk said him to serve me for the tourney. After the conversation, they went to sleep. While sleeping, they see stars on the sky and speaks about falling stars that bring luck. And this is the end of episode 1, Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Subscribe for more Game of Thrones and Knight of the Seven Kingdoms breakdowns.